Win or lose based off this 2-foot. Here we go. Here we go. And it's... Hey guys, welcome to another gameplay video with Miraidon EX. We're going to be playing a whole ton of games. I'll leave the timestamps down below. And real quick, here is the exact 60 card list that we're playing. It's the same from my 52-minute deck profile. However, we did make one small change in the list, like the one I mentioned that I wish I made going into the tournament. We're swapping out one of the 15 lightning energies. We're going down to 14, and we're going to have 2 double turbo energies. With that said, if you guys are excited for Louisville Regionals coming up, I am going to be playing Miraidon EX there no matter what. I'm still ironing out the exact 60, but let's just hop into some games right now here on the ladder. Arceus rank, of course. And yeah, some of the big considerations I'm thinking about for my current list include if I want to have the Iron Thorns EX in the list, do I want to put a Future Booster Energy Capsule in the list? Just like I did in the other hour-long gameplay video, we're going to go through over the moves, the line of thinkings, basically what I'm thinking about when I'm playing here, to give you some free coaching, you could say, and you know, see how fun these games can be with Miraidon. I find that after reflecting upon the last couple of weeks of gameplay with Miraidon, I'm pretty much only losing the games where I don't get my regular consistent turn 1 setup. So that makes me feel really good, and it also makes me want to go for an even more consistent build and potentially even cut my Regieleki V and VMAXs from the deck just to ensure I'm always playing, because I'm usually winning the games I'm fully playing out. So having a weaker start, a slower start isn't always, you know, it's never good for no matter what deck you're playing. But yeah, here we go. Game 1 is going to be against a Dragapult EX deck, and it looks like they're getting a really bad start. We just might see an instant charge after that, leaving the Dreepy in the active. No, we're going to retreat the Dreepy perhaps into the Rotom. No, they're just going to leave that beautiful Dreepy. And that's one of the things in the Dragapult matchup. A lot of the lists are pretty greedy. Same with the Charizard list out there these days. They're hardly being able to set up. And so if we're able to just consistently punish poor setups by getting to go second, which you're typically going to get to go second for free blind into a Dragapult. The main thing is we're able to just to attack, turn 1 attack. So ideally this generator hits 2, which we just did. And Raikou V is always going to be the main attacker for this version of Miraidon. We're going to go ahead, attach, and retreat into the Raikou V. Fleet-footed, if we can get a ball card or supporter, this will be huge. I'd like to get a Squawk out or play Arven. We got Iono. I don't want to Iono them because they instant charged and they didn't do anything else on their turn. So we're just going to keep this Bravery Charm on the Raikou V, and we're going to attack for the knockout. We do not want to bless them with Iono hand, potentially give them a whole bunch of Dreepies to play, because if they would have played them, they would have played them earlier, right? Another thing to note here is we do have our beautiful Mewtwo EX on the bench. Now, a typical play a lot of decks will do is if they're not able to have a good, strong response turn, they're going to do a play like a Counter Catcher or a Boss's Orders onto our 2 retreat cost Pokemon, such as Zapdos and Mewtwo. So it's very important to sometimes hold on to that double turbo energy you might have in your hand as a potential free retreat, or not free retreat, but as a pivot, as a switch option for some of those matchups where you can anticipate a stall, because we didn't have to go grab the Mewtwo on that turn. However, we have the area 0. Let's just flood the bench and increase our odds of hitting that turn 1 generator for 2. Sometimes you really just have to thin out as absolutely much you possibly can just to go for those very strong donk plays. All right, so it looks like they have Sealstone on Rotom available, and 2 Dreepies on the bench. Here's the Counter Catcher play. As I spoke about earlier, we got the Mewtwo EX hitting the active spot. Luckily for us, we have the DTE, and it looks like the attack we're going to go for this next turn is we're going to go Miraidon Tandem Unit, fill up our bench, make sure our Raikou V can hit that nice 190 on this Rotom V, and we're chilling. We either have that option, or we could go the very toxic angle as well and go for this Dreepy with the fire energy. We're going to see in just a second what they end up doing. Oh, bumping the stadium is big. Oh, that's some really good counterplay from them. Temple of Sinnoh is a very strong card in Dragapult EX, turning our double turbo energies effectively into just a single colorless energy. So now we actually need to have a switching card pivot here to get out of this Mewtwo in the active. So we either have to Iono into a switching card or Iono into another stadium. But I think we're going to have to start off by attaching this DTE to the Mewtwo. That way, we are going to at least have the guaranteed option to retreat if we draw into a stadium. Oh, okay. I'm pretty happy with that. Force Seal Stone will typically go on our Regieleki V for this particular deck. Ideally, we like to put the Bravery Charms on the Raikou V or the Miraidon EX. Seal Stone just goes on the Lucky V. Also, because it's one of those Pokemon that when we evolve it into Regieleki VMAX, it's going to have free retreat available as well. So right here, we're going to go ahead and grab our Prime Catcher, which is going to be our switching option, along with we can target down that Dreepy with that very important fire energy on the board. We're going to go ahead and activate that. We'll play the Heavy Ball just here. See what we got in here. All right. 2 generators, 2 lightning, and a Mew. So I'm going to go ahead and take this Mew out of the prizes. And then we can fleet-footed. And Area 0, that is gorgeous. So we're going to actually... Oh, it's hard to say. I doubt they're going to have back-to-back Temple of the Sinnohs, back-to-back turns. I think we're going to play Area 0 here so we can just really thin out our deck a lot more, set up more important Pokemon. Like, for example, we can use Nest Ball to grab our Radiant Greninja. In this case, we could also set up the Fezandipiti. But I think we're going to go with the Greninja here. So that way we can have some extra draw with concealed cards when the time comes. And then we can also, we could either tandem right now. We have 2 tandems, so we can just do a quick deck search. Remember, deck search with tandem unit, very, very useful. So let's see. I don't want to put hands on the board. I don't think hands is going to help us much in this matchup anymore. It'll just become a big 4 retreat cost issue. So let's go ahead and just fail that. We're going to use our Mew for 1 here. All right, and now we can just Greninja for 2. And let's see what we get. All right, not bad at all. I think we're just good to Lightning Rondo for the knockout. We could also thin out 1 more card with our tandem unit. Do I want to? Let's grab a Zeraora for a free retreat pivot as well. That might be a bad idea, but I don't think it's gonna matter too much. Because if they do kill our Mew, we still want to have a free retreat pivot available. There's a real chance that they go for like a big play where they like Arven, Rare Candy, get Crystal, Counter Catcher, our Mew, or our Regieleki V and KO that. They would need a Lost Vacuum to hurt our Raikou V in this particular scenario. All right, let's see what their play is though. We got the Rare Candy coming in on the Dragapult EX, or Dreepy to Dragapult EX. The Arven coming in. Let's see what these grabs are. Crystal and Rescue Stretcher. Okay. That means they get a guaranteed attack this turn because they can just Rescue Stretcher and energy back like a basic energy and then slap that Crystal on and swing for that 200. We might be going for an Arven angle where we switch card our Raikou out. Just out of that, they can't get the free KO if they Lost Vacuum the Raikou V's charm away. That's the thing. They can go for these insanely big prize card turns where they're taking 4 cards, 5 cards, 6 cards, depending on how the board is set up. However, their board setup is really weak right now. So this Night Stretcher is going to be very telling if they're going to grab a Dreepy or if they're going to grab an energy. Looks like they grabbed a Dreepy. So they have their next attacker lined up with that. And they better have an... Oh, Rotom V for the Seal Stone. Okay, so they still had the Seal Stone option available. What Seal Stone ends up getting us. And if you're wondering why I have the AirPod in here, that's just so I can listen to some music as well while we're out here, because the music I'm listening to is probably 1000% copyrighted, so we'll have different music playing that you guys can listen to when we play these games. And the Phantom Dive for 200. Where's the 60 gonna go? They could drop it on... Oh, no, they're going for that big play. Okay. They're making our Miraidons go down to 200 each, making them vulnerable to getting one shot by their Phantom Dive attack. Now here, we don't have a way to 1-hit KO them. But we can do a big attack here. So let's see what we end up doing. Heavy Ball fails. All right, for 2 energies and 2 generators in our prizes. So what do we want to do? We got Greninja, we got Raikou, we got Arven. So ideally, how many generators do we have left? We have 1 generator left in deck. And I want to be able to draw into non-item cards off of my Greninja and Raikou. So in this particular turn, we're going to go play our Arven first, get the Switch Cart that we really wanted. And then we'll grab a rescue board as well. We'll rescue board on the Greninja, and we'll fleet-footed here. Cool. Now we can do that retreat. Make our Raikou have, what is it, 80 health left now, so we're big chillin' there. We can concealed cards. Boss and Arven. We can now do our retreat. And we can now attach to... Let's go with... Ooh. There is a world where we could Phantom Dive this Dragapult next turn if we get the other DTE in our deck and attach it to our Mew. But wherever this energy is going to go, it could be a big target on the back of that Pokemon. And a lot of my Pokemon are able to get one shot here. You know what? I've done this play before where we clean up the Dragapult EX with our Zeraora. Our game plan here is we're going to two-shot it. We're going to swing for 230 damage into this Dragapult EX with Raikou V. And then on our next turn, we're going to use our Arven to grab Ultra Ball or, you know, dig our way to get Regieleki VMAX on the board and Zapdos. I've done this in real life. This way, when we're attacking Dragapult, it's going to have, well, actually, we won't even need the Zapdos anymore. So Battle Claw will swing for 90 damage on an evolved Pokemon. Our win condition or our play for this next turn is get our Regieleki VMAX on the board, and then Zeraora can swing as a one prize attacker going into Dragapult EX. So typically, a lot of Miraidon decks will not play this Regieleki V VMAX package or Zeraora. It's just not underthought. It's a thought that most people don't ever really care about. Like, they don't consider it with much reasoning. They're like, nah, just don't bother. But I've like tested Miraidon so much. I've played it for like 3 years, man. So 2 or 3 years now. And I see the value in these cards. And in these particular matchups, these kind of cards really swing the matchup in your favor. This makes swinging into Pidgeot EX for Ampy very much possible for 140. If you go Regieleki VMAX plus Zapdos on the board, you get 100 base with the Amp. If you have a DT on it, then you can swing into Pidgeot for 3 prizes. Zeraora is just such a good card. It's so underrated. I'm a big believer of Zeraora. Free Retreat is insanely good, especially if you start it, or if you just get it in your opening turn and you have the Switch Cart, and you're like, oh crap, I have to squawk my hand away, but it's all good. We got, oh, he saw the play. They saw the line. No. They saw the vision. You know what? It's okay, because we can still attack for knockout with the Raikou V this next turn, or we can Arven for our last generator. Man, they saw the line though. That is rare. Very rare. Kudos to Mitch Magpie for finding this line I was going to go for. And this plan goes to crap if I did prize my VMAX, but I didn't in this case because we've seen our prizes so many times already. Ooh, all right. The Radiant Alakazam is very spicy. Oh no, this is bad. This is bad. Okay, so this is going to allow them to one-shot my Regieleki V and also spread the damage from one of these weakened Pokemon to my Raikou to put it within one hit KO range with the damage counters. Oh my gosh. So on this big next turn that we're going to have to KO this Dragapult somehow, some way. I'm ideally going to do it with my other Raikou V. And we're going to have to go Arven for generator and really hope those cook. Because their hand is really bad. Like their turn, next turn is looking really bad, right? They're going to take 4 prizes here. So they're going to have a 5-card hand. And they're going to have to find a way that they can evolve. And they won't be able to evolve and attack with Dragapult EX because the tool is a one-time thing, right? Alrighty, here we go. Alright, Nest Ball is huge. Nest Ball was a huge find here because we really wanted our Fezandipiti for this particular instance. And then now too, we're going to go ahead and Tandem Unit as well. Grab our second Raikou out of our deck. And so we have the one generator in deck. So we're going to simply be going for that one generator. In this particular instance, I want to really thin my deck out as well of the other cards that are not energies, because if we don't KO this Dragapult this turn, we absolutely lose. So this is kind of like an all or nothing play we have to make. So on this particular turn, we're going to go Dragapult, or no, we're going to go Fezandipiti first. If we draw the generators, that's great. We'll just grab Ultra Ball off Arven. We grabbed an Ultra Ball and an Arven. So here, we're going to really thin our deck out. We're going to sack these cards and grab a Let's grab our Lumineon V. Now we're gonna play this Arven. And all we can grab is like an Ultra Ball. We got a Switch card, okay. I think we're just gonna keep digging cards out. I kind of regret grabbing this Lumineon V, knowing I'm gonna sack it in a second. Actually, you know, we don't even need to sack it. We can go Ultra Ball, Arven. Yeah, we'll keep the boss in our hand. We'll thin some more. Some very excessive thinning. So now we have 5 lightning in deck out of a 14 card deck, and this energy has to attach to Raikou V. So here we go. We pretty much have a 5 in 14 chance to hit it 1 generator. So let's see if we can hit it. We hit 2. Very good. So now I can... Ooh, there's a line where they evolve and play Crispin. If they play Crispin, then they can set this Dragapult up into nothing. So I'm quite scared now if they return KO the Raikou V with just a Dragapult EX in the active. I kind of want to swing with my Zapdos EX now. Yeah, that's actually crazy. But we do have game next turn if they don't have the Crispin. I'm going to play it safe. We're going to go the Zapdos route, because if they play Crispin, then they just win on their next turn. So we're going to deny them a win condition like how they denied us our Regieleki VMAX win condition. Going to restart for 1 here. DTE is pretty solid. And then we have a 50% chance at getting generators in our prize cards. So let's just keep the energy in hand. And we'll probably get 1 of the generators off our prize cards. If we get both, that's huge too. And we'll be able to boss for game onto the Rotom for the last 2 prizes. But here, this is just like a defensive play as well. And we did not get a single generator off our prizes. Okay, that's not good. Now we got to get real creative. Because we don't have an extra attachment available. We aren't running Energy Switch or EXP Share or anything like that. So us not getting a generator off a 50% chance off 2 out of 4 prizes is really gonna hold us back here. Let's see what we can do here after that. But yeah, Buddy Poffin coming in. Oh, they got the Duskull play that could potentially line up as well, which is scary. Okay, Recon Directive. All right, it's just like flower selecting, but instead of going to the Lost Zone, it just gets sent to the bottom of their deck. I wish we could see what they put to the bottom. You know, kind of like, oh, that's what you were thinking as a flower selector, as a Lost Zone player. That was the painful decision you had to make. We'll never get to really fully understand how painful some of the decisions are that Dragapult DX players have to make. But we're in a nice position though, because we did keep the boss in our hand instead of throwing our boss away, because there's no reason to. Like, Arven wasn't gonna grab us anything useful. Lumineon's like a dead card because our bench is full. So having the boss is gonna allow us to at least boss into the Zapdos and KO that. Them getting, oh, Roxanne, okay, here we go. Big Roxanne. Switch cart and energy. All right, so if they have to go for a stall play, we got the Switch cart. And getting the energy is really big too, because we can just attach it to something, and then also you restart for 3. It's just so tragic that we still have those 2 generators prized, because that's a big piece of our deck, you know? Like the other day, I prized 4 Lightning, Prime Catcher, and an Arven against a Roaring Moon player. It was a really fun close game. But I managed to play all 4 of my generators, and I only got 1 energy in total off of 4 generators, so that felt awful. All right. Let's see what we can do here. We have the knockout on the Dracolic, which is pretty cracked. Let's go ahead and start with a attachment onto... If we just draw into the boss's orders, we win here. So let's attach to Raikou V. We have a lot of ways we can draw into it as well. So we're going to attach to Raikou V. We're going to Switch Cart. So to maximize the amount of cards we're going to draw this turn, we're going to Switch Cart into this Mew. So that Mew gets us 2. And then Greninja can get us another 2 more. And then we can retreat for free into Raikou. The thing is, our boss is at... Oh no, they played Roxanne. They didn't play bosses Iona. So our boss could be anywhere in our deck. All right, now we're going to just concealed cards. And there's our boss, so we win the game. So we're gonna go ahead, and I lied. We do not win the game because I don't have a second energy on the Raikou V. So what we have here is our Zapdos attack, and we're just gonna attack this Cloak. So we don't have game yet, but we're one turn away. And on their particular turn, they're gonna have to play like Crispin Countercatcher to win the game. No, they have to go Rare Candy, Dragapult EX, Crispin Countercatcher. So a huge combo they have to pull off, but they could pull it off here. The moment of truth. The moment of truth. And now we have our... we had a 100% success chance at drawing an Electric Generator out those last prizes. All right. That does not... I don't care. I'm happy about that. The Dusknoir coming on the board, you're not going to use that. So I think we have game because there's no reason to evolve the Dusknoir there. Because... Oh, there's the Crispin. Okay. Okay. We're cooking. Are we attacking with Dusknoir? No, we're not. There's no shot. So we're gonna attach this fire to something. Did he have double rare candy Dragapult? He might have the combo. He just might have the sauce. Is he just flexing that he had 2 rare candies by evolving the other into a Dusknoir? Does he have it like that? Or are we gonna pack our bags up, Mitch Magpie? Ultra Ball, oh snap. Is he actually gonna pull out this insane combo? He needs Countercatcher. He has to have... This deck does play Countercatcher. Have they played one already? They played 2 already. Do they run a 3rd Countercatcher? And will they have a rare candy in hand? There's a rare candy. Oh my god. Oh my god, I think they just pulled off this most insane play. And will they go Countercatcher for game? If they beat us, I can't complain. We had such a close game against them. We do win if they don't Countercatcher. Painful Spoons. Okay. Painful Spoons, what's that gonna do? You're really throwing this damage onto the Mew. Alright. Do we have the Countercatcher? Hit me. I'm ready. Put me out of my misery. Put me out of my misery, Mitch Magpie. Come on, buddy. Phantom Dive, yo! Let's go! Alright, we win. Let's go! Let's go! Huge W! Oh, that was a long game. That was a long game, too. That was a very long game for our first matchup. We'll see if I turn this into only playing against Dragapult EXs. I'm not sure what I'll do for this YouTube video. But, wow, that was a very, very, very close game. And that's how these games go against Dragapult. Every game is incredibly, incredibly close, no matter what. Let's just go ahead and knock him out. And GG's. Whew, that was a nail biter. That was a nail biter of a game. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. I definitely enjoyed that one. That was a lot of fun. But like, I love those games where if I had lost that game, like if you were the MVP, the main character for that day, if you had Countercatcher in that last hand that you got, you deserve it. That was such a fun one. All right, cool. Actually, just like yesterday's video, all the games were in a row. I cut 0 games out, so those were all back-to-back games. However, I did cut 1 game. That was the very first game, and I beat a ShenPal player in that first game. It's just because my microphone died on my camera I was recording from, so I was like, I don't want to have to re-voice over it playing against ShenPal, so I just cut the first game, which was a win. But yeah, here we go. Today we're using my girlfriend's mic here, this Elgato Wavelink, and we just have my camera set up over there too, not using like a webcam, because my webcam's not the greatest quality, and this camera is pretty cool. All right, we're playing against Falgrand 1 for this second game right here. I have that coin in my my like dice box thingy. It's from the UPC, I believe. We will be going first. Okay, usually first sucks, but we have the secret sauce in our deck, which allows our first turns to not be as painful. Well, you look at that, Zeraora and Iron Hands. I think Zeraora is the no-brainer to ascend into the active position, and it looks like we're playing against a Roaring Moon deck. So I'm actually going to really highly value having my Iron Thorns in this deck. I don't think we're going to play the Squawk. Actually, you know, we can go for the Squawk play here because we do have, we got Forest Seal Stone. So let's start this baby off with a good old Miraidon. And we're going to tandem unit. And our tandem unit is going to grab us our beautiful... Oh, we don't have Regieleki V prized. Or we don't have it here, it's prized. All right, we at least have Squawk. What else is prized? Let's do a quick prize check. All right, looks like our Regieleki V and VMAX are prized. Those are usually... Oh, no, just our V. What else is prized? One of our Raikou is prized. Our Iono is prized. And I played our nest ball already. Our skateboard is prized and probably like an energy. Okay, so the prizes are not horrible. We have a prime catcher too, which is really, really nice. So let's start off with a Raikou V and a Zapdos EX. I'll attach this here. Rescue board can go on to, we're gonna start alchemy. We're gonna grab our bird out, but we're gonna use our nest ball to do it. Put this rescue board on Miraidon. We'll put a energy onto Raikou V. And we'll squawk this hand away. I don't need the hands in this matchup. It doesn't come up too often. Nice, we got Thorns. So we can drop our Thorns in. And we can now Generator as well. Hit 1. And we're gonna put it onto... Ooh, I'm not too happy that we attach on the Raikou V anymore. But that's okay. We're gonna throw it onto the Thorns, retreat into our Thorns, and say, no abilities for you, Felgrand 1. None for you today. So this is one of the big reasons too why having Thorns in your list is really, really good. Because it makes our turn 1s can be powerful as well, right? Usually, and then people will play Iron Bundle, and then they'll gust around it. Bruh. And it's like, oh no, my Thorns is gonna have to go away now. Oh, I'm actually very happy with that Iono. I really needed a DTE or a way to switch into my Raikou V for this next turn, so Iono is huge. Okay, cool. So here, once they bundle, we'll just give them our one prize Zeraora. Oh, that's some cool energies. There's a cool design on it. Anyways, the gold dark energies are so nice. It makes so much sense that they included the dark energies in Shrouded Fable because of all the dark Pokemon they included, like the Loyal 3 or whatever, Royal 3. Pokemon Catcher is a spicy one, but I mean, they're just gonna play it anyways. They really need to get that turn 1 Squawk, right? Roaring Moon, turn 1s really rely on that Squawk. So I expect to potentially see a Greninja or a Squawkabilly hit the board here so they can really start playing the game and get the ball rolling. They did manage to gust our Thorns out of the active, but that was just our first roadblock. Our second roadblock now is we've given them a one prizer I don't care about. This Zeraora, you know, it's free retreat. I don't care because it's a one prizer. This way Raikou V will be able to swing for knockout on the next turn. We have Area 0 under depth in our hand. We're gonna go wide with our bench, get the Mewtwo, and swing for a knockout into this, into the Roaring Moon EX. But it looks like they don't got it like that. It's looking bad. It's looking like we just took it like that, baby. We didn't even have to attack. We didn't even have to attack. All right, that was a fun game, showing you how powerful Miraidon can be if you go first and if you have Iron Thorns EX in the deck. Again, that kind of win is not possible if we don't have Thorns in the active turn 1. All right, let's go again. Let's see how game 3 goes. And that was a quick one. That was a quick one. That was like 5 or 6 minutes or so. But yeah, there we go. Game 3. We're playing against Semetsup. Also, if I sound a little stuffy or whatever, it's the allergies behaving me. I should have took an allergy pill today. All right, we won the coin toss, and we are always going to choose second. Again, always choose second. And now I get to talk to you guys about how I like to go second with this deck. Zeraora is the perfect starter, especially if you have a ball card. But if you're going second and you know you're going to be able to play your rescue board or have a switch card in hand, I always love dropping in Pokemon such as Iron Bundle or Radiant Greninja. More specifically, Radiant Greninja, because just having that extra draw is nice to have over an Iron Bundle Gust sometimes. But you want to make your deck be as mysterious as it can be on your opponent's first turn. So Zeraora, they know I'm playing some lightning type deck, right? So it's not going to be a surprise if they see Miraidon and stuff hit the board. The bundle, the Greninja, doesn't really give too much leaks away, especially if we're not hitting any mulligans. If we're hitting mulligans, then it is what it is. They discarded Crispin, that's pretty big. All right, we got the Ultra Ball here. Rotom V instant charge, you're gonna have 6-card hand. In this particular matchup, it is very critical to start the prize race with 2 prizes. So we really want to go for the Iron Hands play on this particular turn. We're going to go ahead and go Nest Ball for Miraidon. And we have the DT in our hand already, which is really, really nice. You expect to see that every now and then, especially when you run 2 copies. So there's going to be turns where you get to go for an aggressive play. We're going to grab another Miraidon to thin out our deck, and we're going to grab this Hands as well. Now, there is a world where if they had only set up 1 Dreepy, we would go like Arven for Seal Stone and Generator, and then this the Seal Stone would give us a Prime Catcher. But I'm not gonna do a price check just yet. We'll do a price check with our Arven here. So Generator is a grab. We have both our Switch cards. We've used the Nest Ball. We prized our rescue board based off the tool selection, and then based off of our Pokemon. Looks like we have prized no, we have both Raikou Vs. So we prized 1 energy, and I can't really figure out the rest, but I'm feeling pretty good about the rest of the stuff. All right, so we got 4 Seal Stone here. So this will just kind of guarantee we get to start this trade. So make sure, like, one of the biggest misplays I've done in the past is get your Seal Stone and then you bench lock yourself. So make sure you have a V out. And then here, we're gonna grab the Mewtwo EX as well, because just in case we do get to Area 0, we can play it. But an option here is Iron Thorns EX is also a potential attacker, like a backup attacker here. Actually, I kind of want to grab that if we end up whiffing too hard. Because no, you know what? No, Seal Stone still works under Rotom Lock. Let's just grab the Mewtwo. And we'll go Generator to our Raikou V. And honestly, Seal Stone for Nest Ball for Squawk would have been a good way to further out our turn. We're gonna high roll it. We really need to hit 2 off Jenny. Let's just go for this high roll play. I would not recommend this play at all. But if we do not take a prize this turn, that's fine. We're just gonna let them evolve into Dracloak and then knock them out. But I don't know. I don't think I want to KO this Duskull. I want them to force a switch out. If they're going Arven for a skateboard, that means they're going not Arven for the tool. So this is just our like kind of an all-in kind of play. Using our Seal Stone early is definitely discouraged amongst a lot of players. But you know, if you've taken enough risk in your life, you become a little less risk avertant. So it allows you to go brave and make these kind of plays instead. So we're gonna go Ampy very much, and he's happy. Alrighty, so the scary return KO here is they could go for a counter catcher, Dragapult play, and knock out one of our Raikou V. They could go, well, I doubt they play double Crispin, but they could have gone like Crispin, Rare Candy, Evolve, and then put Defiance Belt or whatever to swing for 230 into our Iron Hands EX. There's a Rare Candy. I'd probably expect Arven for Tool and Thing, and a way to get energy, maybe Earthen Vessel. Show me the Arven. If they hit us with an unfair stamp, it'll be pretty annoying because we don't have a draw on our board at all other than Raikou V. All right, so Arven's probably gonna grab them their Ace Spec and way to grab energy, I would assume. They could also grab Seal Stone as the tool, but no, they really do need to grab this tool, yeah. So, oh, okay, I see the play. So they got Crystal, and then they can Nest Ball for Fezandipiti. Oh, they already have the energy, so they're chilling. So that now they can just have that consistent board pressure of Fezandipiti draw 3 each time I take a knockout. So here, if he manages to flip the script into a counter catcher, our Raikou V should be the prime target, so he can initiate a big 2 prize. However, he could just, I don't know, I don't play Dragapult DX, right? So I'm not a Dragapult expert. Maybe the optimal play is to swing into me for Phantom Dive. But now I need a Gust, right? So now it kind of sucks. I have no draw power here. My draw engine essentially was the prize cards in the previous turn. And we got our Regieleki line, but we don't want our Regieleki line like this. He's gonna spread out the damage. He'll probably go 20-20, put the last 2 on like Mewtwo EX or something like that. That's what I would expect. Because because he wants to put those Miraidons in one-shot range for the upcoming Phantom Dives. But yeah, this last 20 doesn't really matter too much. You could put it on to the Zeraora. Putting them on the Miraidon's not a bad idea either, in case they go for some like Switch Cart shenanigans. All right, so we didn't draw the boss. We're not the main character today. Unfortunate. So we're gonna go ahead and... Ooh, this feels really bad. So let's put this on this Dawn. Because what sucks if they have a boss next turn, whatever I put this energy on, if we put it on the Raikou, he'll be taking a 4-prize turn here. However, it's pretty much the only option I have. So we're gonna have to do that and hope they can't take a 4-prize turn next turn. We can take a 2-hit KO on this Dragapult. But yeah, us not having some draw on the board there was pretty crappy. Maybe thinning out the Mewtwo, you know, for maximum generator consistency is not correct, because what if we drew like a ball card, like an Ultra Ball, that could have got us like a Lumineon or something like that. But at the same time, who knows, probably maybe we don't hit one off each generator if we don't thin out that extra Mewtwo, right? So here I'll probably go Ultra Ball for Lumineon, and Lumineon will grab Boss, and I'll take a 4-prize turn, and I'm gonna cry myself to sleep tonight. Yeah. Dragapult's really good. Dragapult is really, really good. We amp them turn 1, and it don't matter. We amp them turn 1, and it don't matter. If we were playing against a deck like Gardevoir, and we're amping them turn 1 like that, we're in a really good spot, because the chances they can return KO an Iron Hands with like a Drifloon is probably not as realistic. But Dragapult is just so good. And this seems to be a streamlined version of it too. No Pidgeys. I don't think there's a Pidgey or Pidgeot at all in this deck, because they've squeezed in the Dusk Gull and Dusk Noir line. There's the boss. Hit a Raikou. And so here, we're gonna have to really pull it out of nowhere here to catch up. Oh, we're gonna need something like a... We're gonna need like a Lumineon. We basically need a way so we can attack with a Raikou in our deck. So we can always tandem out. So that's a nice thing, right? We always have our guaranteed Pokemon search with our Miraidon, but we're gonna need to draw a supporter or a way to play a supporter so we can get back in here. Because this Dragapult EX 1 is all they're gonna need to lock in this game. All right. There's the big 4-prize turn. All right, we'll go Zeraora here, and Ultra Ball is huge. All right, cool. So we got the Ultra Ball. We're going to Ultra Ball away 2 energies. Grab ourselves Lumineon. We're gonna go Lumineon here. And we're gonna grab Arven. Iono is Iono is actually not horrible either, but it is risking it, because if we don't get a generator off the Iono, we just straight up lose. So we honestly just, like, their hand might be so cracked too, where if they just get Rare Candy, Dragapult, and then a way to Gust after Fez, like, they have it like that. So the safe play is to go for the Arven generator play and force them to have a Gust. We would force them to have a boss on this next turn. All right, let's just YOLO it. They've already lost 1 boss, and so they're not gonna be able to use Counter Catcher either. All right, so we're gonna go Tandem Unit. Our Raikou V. We're swinging for 220. Because when it's full board, 5/5, you get 220. We're gonna go Arven for our generator. Our Charm. Our Charm is huge here. If we don't have Charm here, it would mean they just get return KO if they get a Dragapult EX up. And they haven't used their Seal Stone yet either, so it's gonna force them to have a Lost Vacuum in this case. So our generator has to hit 1. If we don't hit 1, we lose. We hit 1, and now we can go Attach, Retreat, Feed Flick for 1. We got Mew EX, and at least we have the return KO here. So if they got it, they got it. They're gonna have 7 cards after their draw for turn, plus Fez for 3. They're gonna need Rare Candy, Dragapult EX, Lost Vacuum, or Rare Candy, Dragapult EX, Boss's Orders. Or, yeah, that's it. So they're gonna have to have a 3-card combo out of a 10-card hand that they'll have. And if they have a Seal Stone, then they get to run away with it. Kedra Cloak turns that into like an 11 card hand, you could say, because they're gonna see 2 more. There's the fire. So we're just looking for, well, they had to get the energy as well, which sometimes Dragapult X can struggle to do. But we did know that I believe they did play Earthen Vessel on the previous turn. So we knew they had the fires and psychics in there. All right, so they got the Night Stretcher for the Dragapult EX. Wait, what was that? They grabbed Duskull. They grabbed a Duskull. That's spicy. So I guess they're not feeling very confident. Oh, okay, Iono. So Iono to 2, and then they have Fez for 3. So after these 5 cards, will they get Rare Candy Dragapult in 5 cards? And then all we need is a boss for game, or Prime Catcher for game. We have 3 boss, I believe, in deck, and Prime Catcher, 2 Arvens. So we win this next turn if they don't win right here. So this is one of those games where it's like each player is gonna play 3 turns, but each turn is so critical and so much is happening. And I love these kinds of games because these games are like very, very intense. Like each single action has so much value. Forest Seal Stone. Uh-oh. That is not what I want to see. Temple. Okay. That's one less card that's not a Dragapult. So they got Seal Stone, so that's half the combo. What's the Rotom V gonna grab with Seal Stone? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Rare Candy. Dragapult. You need Gust now. You can't Gust. You can't counter catcher me. You played Iono. If I manage to Gust you, I win. All I need is a Gust, baby. All I need is a Gust. The Arven for that Bravery Charm was what we needed. All right, we have 2 chances to draw into gusting opportunities. We have our draw for turn, and we have our fleet-footed. Let's see what goes down. All right, here we go. All right, that's not what we wanted, but we win or lose based off this 2-foot. Here we go. Here we go. And it's... Let's go. That's how we do it, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you play Miraidon into Dragapult. Well played. Well played. Whew. Great game, great game, great game. So again, another nail biter game against Dragapult. This matchup would be way harder if I didn't have some certain cards like Zeraora for free retreat pivot. Now, the Regieleki V and VMAX didn't come up in this particular matchup, and it doesn't have to all the time, especially when they're not playing like the Pidgeot build. If you made it to the end, comment down below, Miraidon gang, and if there's any decks you guys want to see played, let me know in the comments as well. Click on screen to watch more gameplay, more deck profile, more Miraidon stuff. We'll catch you guys in the next one.